As-salamu alaykum. I want to start with a question that I think a lot of us have asked ourselves at some point. Why is it so hard for Muslim families in America to find a place that actually fits us? Not just a house, a place, a community. Somewhere your children walk to the masjid instead of being driven 40 minutes. Somewhere your parents are close, not in a facility across town. Somewhere you build wealth without compromising what you believe. That question kept us up at night. And it's exactly why New Madinah exists. 20 acres on Covington Pike in Memphis. Master planned from the ground up, not adapted for our community, built for it. 200 homes, a senior care facility, green spaces, a community lake, room to grow, and 5 minutes from Masjid As Salam. I'm Ryan Kelly with Skyline DB3. And over the next few minutes, Jeff Blackledge, Taqiyuddin Ben Salem, and I are going to show you exactly what we've built, why it works, and why this moment matters for our community. Let's get into it. Now let's talk about what it actually costs to be part of New Madinah. We built 3 entry points because our community isn't one story. We have young professionals ready to stop renting. We have families who need real space. We have established families ready for something exceptional. New Madinah has a home for every one of them. Starting point: 1-bedroom units at around $110,000. I want you to sit with that number for a second. In a master-planned Muslim community, 5 minutes from the masjid, Halal financing, $110,000. That's not renting someone else's future. That's owning yours. For growing families, 3-bedroom units at around $219,000. 3 real bedrooms, a kitchen sized for actual cooking, living space designed for Eid gatherings and hosting guests. Space your family deserves. And for those ready for the premium level, our zero-lot line villas at $336,000, 2,100 square feet, on your own private plot. Room for 3 generations to live comfortably, in privacy, in community. 3 options, every single one completely halal. Sharia-compliant financing, transparent structure, no riba. From the smallest unit to the largest villa. Non-negotiable for us from day one. This isn't just a home purchase. This is your family planting roots in a community that was designed specifically to hold you. Now, I want to speak directly to those of you thinking as investors, because New Madinah tells a very compelling financial story. This is a $50 million development. Total development cost, $45 million. Disciplined underwriting, conservative assumptions, structured for stability. Residential margins running at 24% gross across both townhomes and villas. That's not marketing language, that's construction math. Smart pricing, strong market positioning, and a product Memphis genuinely needs right now. Memphis sits at 92 to 95% occupancy, consistently. This city doesn't have a vacancy problem, it has a supply problem. The Covington Pike corridor has aging housing stock with no modern master-planned alternative. New Madinah fills that gap directly, but the number that makes serious investors lean forward. The senior care facility, 32,000 square feet, generating $3.5 million. In value creation from development alone, nearly 60% margin on cost. Stable long-term income, optional exit flexibility at any point. That's the kind of asset that anchors a portfolio for decades. Overall project margin, 10.1% on conservative numbers. And if Memphis residential pricing moves just 5%, which market trends support, that expands to 11.6. Meaningful upside, built into a disciplined base case. 24 to 36 months, from infrastructure to stabilization, phased execution, townhomes generating early cash flow, villas rolling through, senior care completing the income picture, capital deployed in stages, revenue at every phase, structured, stable, community anchored, and completely halal. This is what disciplined impact investing looks like.
You know what separates a development from a community? Intention. I'm Jeff Blackledge, and I want to show you the thinking behind every decision we made on this master plan. Because nothing here happened by accident. 20 acres. Here's how we use them. The townhome cluster sits at the heart of the site. 20 buildings, 8 units each, 160 units total. And here's what makes the design smart. Each building is mixed. 4 one-bedroom units and 4 three-bedroom units, side by side. A young professional next to a family of 6. Different life stages, same values, same community. That's not just design, that's a philosophy. The villa section wraps the eastern edge. 40 zero-lot line villas. More space, more land, more privacy. A natural buffer for families ready for that next level. Northwest corner, the senior care facility. And I want you to notice the placement carefully. Close enough that a son walks over, after Jumu'ah, to sit with his father. Separated enough that residents wake up to peace and quiet, not traffic noise. We spent months getting that balance right. The road system designed for life, not just movement. A main spine road gives the site structure and keeps future development separate from residential. Internal streets, narrow and traffic calmed, intentionally. When a child runs out of a front door, we've already accounted for that. Streets that slow people down, not speed them up. A community lake anchors the green heart of the site. Mature landscaping throughout. New Medina should feel like somewhere the moment you arrive. And that northern boundary, reserved for future development. Retail, offices, community amenities. Because we're not thinking about delivery day. We're thinking about what New Medina looks like in 20 years. I've worked on a lot of projects. The ones that last, the ones people are proud to live in decades later, are the ones where someone asked the right questions at the beginning. We asked what Muslim families actually need, and then we designed around the answers.
As-salamu alaykum. I'm Taki Adeen. Most people just call me Taki. Before I walk you through these homes, I want to tell you something personal. Growing up in a Muslim family, I watched my parents constantly adapting houses that had the wrong number of bedrooms, adapting kitchens that couldn't handle the way we cook, adapting layouts that put private spaces on full display for every visitor, always adapting, because nothing was ever actually designed for us. When this project came to me, I made one decision early: no adapting. These homes would be designed for Muslim families from the very first line on the page. Let me show you what that means in practice. 3 options: the 1-bedroom unit, 723 square feet, every inch used with intention. An open living area that feels generous, not cramped. A kitchen with real counter space, because even one person deserves a proper kitchen. A bedroom that's genuinely private. This unit is for the young professional in our community who is done renting and ready to own something that belongs to them. It's also the smartest entry-level investment in a $50 million development. The 3-bedroom unit, 1,441 square feet. This is the soul of New Medina. Ground floor is your public life. living room, dining space, kitchen, all flowing together the way Muslim homes actually function. Designed for the evening when 20 people come for iftar. Designed for the kitchen where someone is cooking from scratch every single day. Upstairs, your private life. Master bedroom, 2 additional rooms. The vertical separation of public downstairs and private upstairs. That's not just architecture. That's an Islamic principle we built into the structure itself. And the villas, 2,100 square feet on your own plot of land. 4 bedrooms across generous floors. Private outdoor space. Room for 3 generations to live together without crowding each other. Without compromising anyone's privacy. The multi-generational home our families actually need. Not the compromised version we've always had to settle for. Across all 3, privacy by design. Buildings oriented to eliminate sightlines between homes. Windows placed deliberately, never carelessly. Front yards creating real distance between your front door and the street. Your home should feel like yours, completely. Every detail in these homes answers one question. Would a Muslim family feel truly at home here? I believe the answer, finally, is yes.
والنبي صلوا عليه صلاة الله عليه وينال البركات كل من صلى عليه والنبي صلوا عليه صلاة الله عليه وينال البركات كل من صلى عليه النبي ذاك العروس ذكره تحيي النفوس النصارى والمجوس أسلموا على يديه والنبي صلوا عليه صلوات الله عليه وينال البركات كل من صلى عليه للنبي ريحانتين الحسن والحسين نورهم كالقمرين جدوهم صلوا عليه والنبي صلوا عليه صلاة الله عليه وينال البركات كل من صلى عليه.
You've heard from Jeff about the vision. You've heard from Taki about the homes. Now let me tell you what New Medina really means. Because numbers and floor plans, they're important. But they're not the whole story. The whole story is a young man in our community. Maybe he's been renting for 5 years. Maybe he's been waiting for something halal, something real. Walking through his own front door for the first time, in New Medina, 5 minutes from the masjid. The whole story is a mother watching her children play outside, with the neighbor's children, all growing up together, all understanding each other in ways that kids in other neighborhoods never quite will. The whole story is a father visiting his aging parents in the senior care facility, not driving 45 minutes across the city, but walking 5 minutes through a community he helped build. The whole story is an investor looking at this in 10 years, at a stabilized, income-producing, community-anchored development, knowing they got in at the beginning of something that mattered. That's New Medina, and it only gets built if our community steps forward. 200 homes, 200 families, 1 founding generation. The question isn't whether this is a good opportunity. You've seen the numbers. You know it is. The question is, will you be one of the founding families of New Medina? Because this opportunity won't wait. 200 homes will go to 200 families. Make sure you're one of them. Call us. Email us, come to our office, see the models, walk through the renderings, sit with our team and ask every question you have. We're organizing community information sessions specifically for Masjid As Salam families, so you can learn alongside people you already know and trust. This was designed for you. It was built for you. The only question is whether you'll be part of it. For our community, this is the moment. This is your project. This is your future. Don't let it pass you by. As-salamu alaykum. Welcome home.